easy exercises to relieve stress.
Hi guys, I'm Cal, I'm the CEO of TwpZen.com, where mental health matters, and today we're going to be talking about the quickest, easiest and most effective breathing exercises you can do to reduce your anxiety, your stress levels, the fight or flight responses, panic attacks, things I've personally gone through for my entire life. So I'm talking to you from pure experience and discipline, I guess, because I don't want to do breathing exercises. I'm sure you don't want to do them either, but you're watching the video, so maybe you're doing them today. Let's see.
I want you to imagine you're lying on the beach.
So the main three we're going to be talking about are the physiological sigh, or the reset breath as it's commonly known, the 4-7-8 technique, and box breathing. Also, I'm going to show you a little GIF as well that I used to use when I was a manager. I used to do coaching, and that's a good visual aid. And again, most of these breathing exercises, I think the reset breath you can do in 1.5 seconds. 4-7-8, I mean, that's 19 seconds, I think that is. And box breathing, I think, what's that, 16 seconds. And the GIF as well, that's 5 seconds. Don't get put off by the idea of doing a full breathing exercise. I'll talk about Wim Hof in a separate video. Obviously, I've talked about him in my other videos a lot because the dude saved my life with his breathing exercise. But today we're going to be talking about the smaller ones, the quicker ones. But if you did want to watch some more Wim Hof stuff, you can check out my other videos. And I will be doing a full breakdown of his entire technique. I'll do some guided breathing and just show you the entire ins and outs of the process, because it is a difficult one to motivate yourself to do if you're a bit like me, where it doesn't seem that fun. But that's just my inner child, my inner bitch, telling me to just relax, have some time off, and it'll be all right. That guy's wrong. He's never right. He don't know nothing. So I force myself to do the breathing exercise, and then I have these crazy, I escape the matrix. That's how it feels. And it's, maybe I'll try and get that into a visual one day, but it feels like you're finally it looks like you're looking down at yourself from above, as like you in the future going, oh, right, stop being silly now, because obviously that's, not real. You just, not reality, that if you do nothing, if you just live in comfort and things will get easier. That's from films and TV. That's not in the real life. Real world is a hard and a scary place. So we need to be stronger. And in one term in mental health I like to use a lot is life does not get easier, you get stronger. So today we're going to be doing some strength training for your lungs and your mind. So let's get into it. The reset breath, the physiological sigh. Andrew Huberman talks about that a lot. Obviously, big Andrew Huberman fan. Again, I didn't realize that this is something that we do automatically. And all you're doing is you're taking 2 inhales through the nose, 1 exhale through the mouth. But you're going to go like 95% in, then sneak that extra 5% in, and then fully out through the mouth. And when you're breathing out through the mouth, maybe some people say online, I'm reading, use a whooshing sound. I like to more compress a little bit, and it's going to sound cringe, I guess. I don't really care. But I've learned how to micro change certain bits of the breathing exercises that I maximize as much as possible from them. So I'm going to do it for you now. I'll do it twice. Join in, because no one's going to know. You're just breathing in through your nose, bro. No one's going to know. Just do it. Right. So in, out. And I'm going to make the noise as well. Okay, that was a bit of an exaggerated noise just to freak you out a little bit. But we're going to do another one. Ready? 1, 2. Okay, so that's how you get high in your own supply. And I don't know if my eyes are a little bit too zen right now, but it's hard. It's impossible to tell you the technique and not feel the benefits myself. So I already feel a little bit calm, a little bit happy already. That's not something that you can fake, really. Yeah, the reset breath. Hopefully, while I'm talking about it now, just do it by yourself. In, out. And this isn't, witchcraft, wish science, or old wives' tales. This is just common sense science, and it is based. Well, I found the correlation between when I get into a real good cry session, and you have towards the end, more like when you're a kid, I suppose, and you've got to eat your broccoli or whatever. And if you notice, there's a double inhale, so that's your body automatically calming you down. And if you didn't already realize, I don't know how old you are, but you've already lived this long. And you've been breathing the entire time. How mad is that? You're doing it now. You're just not doing it as good as you could do. Scientifically, what's going on is you've got like tiny air sacs in your lungs. So I think they're called like the bronchioles, and they're connected to like alveoli or something like that. But these sacs in your lungs, so when you breathe in and out and in, yeah, common sense, yeah. So when you breathe in full, oof, pretty full, and then you sneak that extra bit in, boom. And what you're doing then, you're increasing the O2 oxygen into your blood. And the more oxygen, saturated you are, the more the calmer you are. And that parasympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight, panic attack, it kind of goes away. Don't get me wrong. One of those is not going to solve a panic attack like that. You've got to keep doing it. In, out, in, out. And obviously, when you're having a panic attack, it is hard to do these kind of things. If you haven't had a panic attack before, awesome. I hope you never have one, because they are, well, it feels like you're dying. And it's not an exaggeration. It actually feels like you're dying. And I've had them. I've been to hospital for them because I thought I was going to die. Crazy. So let's avoid panic attacks going forward. You can do it. Right. So if you haven't been doing any of this breathing while you've been talking, I'm going to come and find you. And I don't know, I'm going to breathe in through your mouth for you. I don't know. But yeah, also with the nasal breathing as well. That's a good one to know. Just about, if you think if you got nose hair, yeah? Why would you have nose hair? So it filters in all the particles, all the dust from this disgusting world we live in. And so it doesn't go straight into your lungs and your body and have all these toxins in. Common sense, yeah? Because that's how we were designed, or we evolved to live. But if you're breathing through your mouth, that filter isn't there. Your mouth's for eating. Maybe this will convince you. Huberman was just recently saying that mouth breathers, again, that's more of a slur these days, mouth breather. But mouth breathers, because we're not designed to do it, it changes the shape of your face. So say if you had identical twins, one of them breathed through their mouth the entire time, one was breathing through their nose, they'd look different, One would be, I guess, less attractive. Hopefully that didn't trigger any imaginary twins out there. Right, so reset breath. Done. Give it a go. Next up, 4-7-8 technique. So this one is used by the army. Well, that's what I read on Google. So the 4-7-8 technique, you're going to breathe in for 4, you're going to hold for 7, and you're going to breathe out for 8. So again, in through the nose if possible. So these aren't going to be seconds, these are just my finger counting, yeah? So... The first time, if you noticed, I breathed in too quickly through my nose, which is probably what you're going to do as well. So you've got to kind of navigate that and not breathe in all the way because you've got 4 seconds to last. So just refrain from going too much too quick. And it does train you that discipline then. I don't feel as crazy good as the reset breath, but I suppose I just didn't do it well enough, or do a few more. Again, I don't use the 4-7-8 one all the time. It's just when I'm trying to get to sleep. That's a nice, easy one. And again, when you're counting on your fingers, it takes up some brain power as well. So that's going to reduce your anxiety a little bit more because you've got something to focus on. That's a good tip as well. When you do have anxiety and panic attacks, it's very beneficial to, if you notice 5 things in the room, if you notice something you can hear, something you can see, something you can smell, something you can touch. Again, that's using your brain power, which is taking it away from the anxious fight or flight. If you didn't know, fight or flight, that's essentially, like, for me, I'm getting really, really good at it now. But before, like, I was just horribly, horribly full of anxiety. Like, it ruined every part of my life badly. And I would just get super, super anxious, even though I had like the same job for, say, like 4 years. And I go in and do the same thing, same time, every day. I'd have panic attacks every single time before work. And I wouldn't know why. And it would just be, my chest was tight. I used to have shooting pains in like my heart area. I'd sweat like ridiculous. I'd be shaking, I'd be cold, like my stomach would be gurgling, I'd need to go to the toilet, I'd need to evacuate. And I didn't know what was going on. Get out. Go on. I'll open the door for you. Yeah? And since then, I've learned what panic attacks are and what that anxiety is. And that's something, again, in your DNA from when we've evolved, is that if you want to run away from a problem, yeah? So like a bear, a big lion or something like that, like back in the olden days, yeah? You're not going to fight a lion here, but you're going to have that surge of adrenaline. If you've not felt adrenaline surging through your body, then you must be Zen AF. Like, your body's going, right, we got a problem. We're either going to have to kill this thing or run away really fast. You're probably not going to kill it, so we're going to run away. And what's a good way to run away really quick? Dump as much weight as possible. So that's why, like, you need to go to the toilet. You're going to start sweating. And you're just going to be absolutely buzzed on adrenaline. So I was just getting high on adrenaline before going to work. Just going to the corner shop or seeing my friend who I used to live with, like crazy. But anxiety doesn't make sense sometimes. So it's good to know these things and how to counteract them. Right, again now, if while I've been talking, you haven't been doing these breathing exercises, what do you expect is going to happen? Nothing. Your problems aren't going to get better unless you do something yourself. Right. Third one now, so we're going to do some box breathing. So we're going to breathe in for 4, we're going to hold for 4, we're going to breathe out for 4, we're going to hold for 4. So 4, 4, 4, 4. Here we go. Okay. Bit of a head rush, not gonna lie. Bit of a head rush. That one's pretty good. I'd say on par with reset breath for how the head. No, it's not so much of a head rush. Yeah, I mean, you'd probably know because you're doing it right now, aren't you? It's more of like that little ooh, cozy. So I'm gonna show you this GIF as well. So this breathing exercise is just breathing in, breathing out. No thinking about it. Again, with the other ones as well, like you saw with that the box breathing and the 4, 7, 8, you kind of got to not breathe in too quickly. So you got to be disciplined. So we'll breathe in now, yeah? All right, so I just made a mistake, and oh, that's that good feeling coming back. What I did there is on the first exhale, I didn't exhale all the way out, which meant when it came time to breathe in again, I already had air in here, so which means I couldn't get it right, if that makes sense.
Please relax.
And then I'll teach you how to be calm, and then it snowballs. And so you be calm, other people are like, oh, why are you so calm? Well, let me tell you about the 4, 7, 8, the reset and the box breathing. And then we'll just infect people with Zen, you know. From TwpZen, that's what we're all about. So hopefully then I will catch you in the Wim Hof video. Again, I'll do a guided breathing. I'll do the full 15 minutes for you. Any other breathing exercises you like, send them my way. There is a few that I've done over the years that I'm not going to mention today. I just didn't feel as much benefit from them as the 3 or 4 I've mentioned today. And obviously, above all, is the Wim Hof Method. Again, it does take more time and commitment because you've got to fully breathe in, and put a bit of energy into the breathing. But my God, is it powerful. Like, if you just did one of these breathing exercises with me now, you'd have just felt some kind of like, that feeling. But when you do the Wim Hof Method, it is outstanding. Like, I cannot recommend it enough. It's free, obviously. And again, this is how I saved my own life 6, 7 years ago. I tried to take my own life. And since then, I've been on this road to recovery. And absolutely, this has changed my life. So you already breathing, just do it better. Oh yeah, the ones I didn't mention were like alternate nostril breathing. So like, you do like, this is more for like hippies, I guess. Or the yoga people, you know, yogis. Yogi bear boy. Like, I think it's, so you breathe and then I don't really want to be touching my nose when I'm doing breathing exercises and stuff. Not for me, maybe it's for you. There's a million different breathing exercises out there. All variations of the same thing. You know, breathing in, breathing out, just do it better. So find something that works for you. If none of these work for you today, then clearly you are just a robot. And it is the year 2052. And we're all just slaves to the machine. All right, catch you in the next video. Peace, love, and good happiness stuff. TwpZen. Oh, one final breathing exercise.
Remember the breathing techniques from tape 1.
Aha! Catch you later.